Welcome back. Theon here again for what I believe is going to be the last mission of the single-player content that has been released so far. Again, this is, of course, the Amasia Collapse Investigation Committee missions. We're doing Distribution Facility. You have my deepest thanks for saving those members. According to their intel, it appears that they managed to pin down the location for an old Amasia logistics point down there. We'll be able to venture to even further depth if we can secure it. So I ask you, in the name of our noble cause, to secure that point. Please? That's a weird vibe for the story to have. Looks like we've got another 7 logs to get. And like I said, this is going to be our last one for a while. I believe more story missions are supposed to hit when Season 2 hits, which I believe is something like a little over a month, maybe a month and a half from now. I'm not sure the exact dates. Right. And that, of course, is a month from now as of the recording, which is March 5th. I don't know when you're seeing this. It's probably going to be a while from now. Okay, we've got Thief home with us again. Looks like she is set up as an anti-ender this time, so that's cool.
We've been tasked with securing a freight elevator that leads to the depths of Old Amasia. Searching for surveillance logs. I'm getting multiple hits.
Looks like there's
I'll
a log
display them on the
right
radar.
here.
This lift still looks serviceable.
Yeah, but here though. Items? Please? Please? Okay, it's gonna be underneath that lift then. Alright, we might have some classical video game elevator fighting.
Blueschist density has been rising ever since we entered Amasia. Keep on your toes.
Yeah, that is what the records say, that there's a Blueschist density spike
Searching for
underneath
surveillance
Amasia
logs.
before it
I'm
collapsed.
not coming up with anything.
Okay. Yeah, let's bring this down, I guess. Can I? I can't. Why can't I? Maybe I need a key for this. Alright, what about this? Can I do... No, I can't do anything with that. So, there's a log here, but we can't do anything about it. That's definitely strange. Is there anything we can shoot? Can we shoot this? No. Alright, whatever. We'll have to come back.
Detected a corridor leading to a freight elevator. Is that one of those bandits? I thought we had dealt with all of them.
I
We
don't
can't operate
think...
the lift from here. We'll need to find its control console.
I don't think that is a bandit. Okay.
Searching for surveillance logs.
Got one off to our right,
hits.
and one off
I'll
to our
display them on the
left.
radar.
Doesn't look like we can go left. We are being railroaded pretty hard here.
Gazer detected. Analyzing target ending. A gazer has noticed us. Chaser detected. Chaser defeated.
Okay. Get a little bit closer to that gazer so we can actually hit it for full damage.
It's almost breathtaking. Gazer destroyed.
We might be up for some more platforming. Marksman rifle? That's something. I'm not particularly thrilled with a marksman rifle, but I guess I can deal with it.
Detected
Obviously,
by a
I'm not
chaser.
going to waste that on chasers.
You've sustained light damage. Durability decreasing. The outcome of this encounter is now unpredictable.
I had a lot
Should
of trouble
perform repairs in
hitting
a safe
melee
area.
on their weak points.
Roger that. I'll start the repairs.
Usually it's not this difficult.
Okay, durability's partially back on track. An ender has detected us.
That's been a pretty consistent thing I've noticed in the campaign, though. It's been really hard to hit chaser weak points in the single player, with melee specifically. Okay, that chaser is still alive. Not chaser, that gazer is still alive, unfortunately. Which means it's now a headache for us here in a second.
Mega skill primed and ready to go.
I'm probably gonna have to do something about all that flashing and post, because that could set off somebody's epilepsy, I'm pretty sure.
Chaser detected. Analyzing target.
That gazer is still alive somewhere. We can hide in here, looks like. It's right there.
Gazer destroyed.
That's silly. But this gets us to chest. I don't hate a shotgun. Shotgun's going to be more useful in this situation, I feel like. Does lead out to the main path, yeah.
Detected by a chaser. Chaser defeated.
Yeah, not having a reliable
Sustained
melee
light damage.
crit on chasers is basically what a shotgun is for. So, like all guns, because of the way the camera works, it's really hard to aim at things that are close to you, which makes the really short
Roger that. I'll start the
range
repairs.
before you start getting damage fall off
Okay.
on the energy
Durability's
shotguns.
partial
Extra
calculus looks
frustrating.
fragile enough. Let's smash our way through.
Yeah, we could,
Searching for
but
surveillance
there's
logs.
obviously stuff
I'm getting
here.
multiple hits. I'll display them on the radar.
I don't know that I can get back up easily, so we're not going to do that just yet. Yeah, we got more platforming. That is almost certainly what we're looking at right now. That's annoying, but you know. Oh, that was almost disastrous. Can we make a vertical jump that high? I'm not sure that we can. We can, just barely. Okay, can we make a vertical jump this high? Yes. Okay, we're getting there. Wherever we're going. This was maybe a mistake. Would it be quicker to get onto that? Getting onto that seems like it'd be a real pain, but yeah, I think we should have gone for I don't know. I don't know is what it comes down to. I can step down here and then go around this way. Okay, that is safer. Okay, great. Looks like this is more of a navigational puzzle than an actual platforming challenge. Okay. Over here, and then up here. What does that get us? That gets us up here. Okay. Alright, we're all the way up here. Fantastic. Is that useful? Yes. That gets us to this, which I imagine is a surveillance log. Yeah.
We collected a surveillance log.
Is there anywhere else we can get to from up here? Nothing that looks useful, I don't
Searching
think.
for surveillance logs. I'm getting multiple hits. I'll display them on the radar.
And I bet this just lets me safely drop down. Is that what this path is? For certain definitions of safely, I guess. Oh!
You've sustained light damage.
Yeah, that was painful. But we did get back down.
I'll start the
So
repairs.
I guess it's ultimately fine.
Okay, durability's partially back on track.
We still have not seen that key that would let us get to that first surveillance log, which I kind of expected we would have. Is there anything else over here that we can get to by going past the truck? No, this is just where we came in. Okay, that makes sense. But the fact that we can get back up on that truck and back over suggests we might be able to travel backwards through the stage anyway, so that's good. Hoping for some better armament. That's not bad.
Weapon acquired.
Okay, I was about to say, it'd be a little bit early for them to give us a battery. Specifically had to melee that. Okay.
Gazer detected.
Well, we're going to be fighting at this range.
A gazer has noticed us.
May as well use the gun designed for that.
Gazer destroyed. Analyzing target ender. Low on ammo.
Not bad. Interesting. So we can move these. Is that useful, though? I mean, that would definitely let us
A
walk
lot of
over
perishables
here.
we've got here. Grown at the agriculture plant, I suppose.
Definitely don't need that.
Weapon acquired.
That gun. I just feel like we need to ride this over. Can we ride this over? No. How do we get up there? Why is this mobile?
Crawler confirmed.
Yeah. Okay. So we did that, whatever good that does us. I don't know that that did us any good, actually. Not sure that that
Chaser
mattered.
detected. Crawler spotted us. Crawler defeated. Detected by a chaser. Priming throw. Aim well.
Whoops. I mean, that
I'll
works.
set a landmine.
Or it doesn't set it off at all.
Chaser defeated.
A little damage, I guess.
Analyzing target ender.
We're getting
light
some
damage.
criticals on it, but like not a lot.
Roger that. I'll start the repairs.
I feel like melee is just weaker in
Durability's partially back on
single
track.
player, which is interesting. Okay, we can jump around over here.
Searching for
There's
surveillance
definitely
logs.
logs
I'm getting
in
multiple
this
hits.
room.
I'll display them on the
So
radar.
we need to get that down. So this one makes sense at least. Yeah. That's kind of an awkward position for it, but it's not unreachable. Okay, there's that.
We collected a surveillance log.
We've got
Searching for surveillance logs.
5 of them
I'm not
left.
coming up with anything.
There's another one clearly in this room. Okay, so maybe this just constructs a staircase. I keep expecting to need to do real platforming with these, and that doesn't appear to be the case. Full auto shotgun. I'm a big fan, as established last time.
Weapon acquired.
Okay, that seems extremely doable. It seems unintentional, but extremely doable. Oh no. Let's see. Okay, I think they did actually put a invisible wall there. Let me take a closer look at what's up there. Yeah, I think there's breakable glass on the other side of that wall.
Searching for surveillance
That is
logs.
the intended way to
Getting
get
multiple
there.
hits. I'll display them on the radar.
I don't like the structure of this stage as far as it goes for, like, trying to find surveillance logs.
Gazer detected. Analyzing target angle. A gazer has noticed us. Chaser detected. Chaser defeated. Gazer destroyed.
Being able to see Ender HP, actually really useful. Turns out. Oh, yeah, we got a burst rifle. Once again, my beloved is back where it belongs. Okay, we just can't go that way. That is an
Looks like we can
invisible
climb
wall
up those
truck.
damaged containers. Let's get on with it then.
Uh-huh. Let's check for secrets first. Okay, doesn't look like there are any. Okay. Got some more equipment. Get over here. More platforming.
Searching for surveillance logs. I'm getting multiple hits. I'll display them on the radar.
So we can definitely go down
An
here.
Ender has detected us. Crawler confirmed. Crawler defeated.
I think that crawler jump scare was supposed to be more dramatic. But obviously, there's going to be stuff down here that we want. Long shot assault rifle. That's helpful. And it's only so helpful, but you know, it's better than nothing. Okay, doesn't look like, looks like that's just a failure drop. Hopefully that means that drop will not kill us if we do mess up over there. We've got crate platforming again. This must actually be the platforming stage people were complaining about, I guess. Though the platforming in the previous stage was a lot more difficult. All things said. Oh. Trying to do a weird triangle jump there. It did not work out in my favor. But it also didn't go catastrophically wrong. Oh, that's an annoying place for a gazer to live.
Searching for surveillance logs. I'm getting multiple hits. I'll display them on the radar.
I suspect
Cargo
there will
weight
be
increased. Mobility has decreased.
an invisible wall preventing us from going that way. Besides, I think that's where we've already been in this room. Gotta climb up. Drop back down so that gazer can't see us. It's sniper rifle time.
An ender has detected us. Gazer detected. Gazer destroyed.
Not bad.
Crawler confirmed. Crawler defeated.
Gazers are going to give us a pretty constant supply of ammunition for this gun. And for our shotgun, for that matter. Alright, that is a way up. Do we want to take that way up right now?
Searching for surveillance logs.
I feel like we definitely don't.
I'll display them on the radar. Roger that. I'll start the repairs.
That seems like forward.
Durability has fully recovered.
But I'm also not really seeing any logs in this direction. Is there even a purpose to this little area over here? No, I guess that is the only direction I can go, so we're gonna go that direction, I guess. Right, lift up. This sniper rifle might come in handy up here. Another one. More mines.
Cargo weight
We're
increased.
getting so many mines.
Mobility has been drastically reduced.
Let's get rid of these grenades first, but this will take us up.
Chaser detected. Detected by a chaser.
A very pleasant chaser. That is the hey, look over here
Priming
chaser,
throw.
I think.
Aim well. Here goes a grenade.
Very silly. This will probably finish him off, actually.
Analyzing target angle. Chaser defeated. Searching for surveillance logs. I'm getting multiple hits. I'll display them on the radar.
It's going to be really annoying if I have to take a key all the way back from here. Well, whatever they ask us to do, we just got our
Weapon
blue
acquired.
burst rifle, so it's fine. I'm not upset whatsoever.
I'll be back shortly. Commencing investigation.
Ah, sniping time.
Barely getting any light out here. Oh, what's this? You're going to like this. Requesting pickup.
Just the one Viscount? Okay. That might be the first
have
time we've
returned.
ever seen a Gazer Viscount in this mode. Yeah, that's the elevator activation key. I believe we need to take that back to the very beginning of this mission.
An ender has detected us.
You know what? That sounds like it'd be exceptionally tedious to do. I am simply going to hope that this elevator is going to eventually take us back to where we started. That's my hope. This level seems like it's looping in on itself a lot. Okay. Yeah. This is definitely a video game elevator.
Analyzing target ender. A gazer has noticed us. Gazer destroyed.
The most video game of elevators. Excuse you, sir. Okay. I don't think he actually hit, so that's fine. Okay, this is, yeah, pretty cool. Got one more to do. We've still got gazers around, but that one's gonna take a second to find a way to get to us, I think. Besides, we're already through all this stuff where we have to dodge. Excellent. That segment was pretty cool. I liked that.
Searching for surveillance logs.
Yeah, I felt like there might be a log over here.
Getting multiple hits. I'll display them on the radar.
This stage so far has been really cool.
An ender has detected us.
Oh, again. There's one behind us as well. I should have guessed. We got some real Doom-style traps going on.
Commencing investigation.
We'll repair while we're waiting.
Barely getting any light in here. Oh, what's this? You're going to like this. Requesting pickup. I have returned.
All right, another surveillance log. She was right. I'm a big fan of that. Man, just look at the scale of this place. Got some real mega structure vibes. This is another elevator. It looks like it. Looks like that's all the items that are right here. Do one more check the logs. Everything's that way, so
I'll display them on the radar.
Right, we looped back around to another platform like this. What does this do?
Looks like that bandit sent the lift back once he got off.
Okay.
Let's go.
Cool. Yeah, that bandit.
Multiple enders confirmed.
That's definitely what we're gonna run up against.
A gazer has noticed us. Gazer destroyed. Analyzing target ender. Searching for surveillance logs. I'm getting multiple hits. I'll display them on the radar.
This should be the opposite side.
Cargo weight increased. Mobility has been drastically
Let's go ahead and say hello to
that
guy.
Throw. Aim well. Here goes a grenade.
Whoops. Oh no. I set myself on fire. Be careful with grenades, kids. Alright, there we go. Okay, I can't get back up from over there, I don't think. But over here... Be on fire, please.
I'll set a landmark. Chaser defeated. Detected by a chaser.
Excellent. The music continues. Oh boy. That is an advanced SMG. I've never gotten to play with one of these before.
Weapon acquired.
This is one of the best weapons in the game, I'm pretty sure. People seem to be a really big fan of it.
I'll start the repairs.
It's basically the ballistic SMG, but uses energy
Durability
ammo.
has fully recovered.
Which means it has very little recoil on it, which makes it so good. Is it better than the burst rifle? We're gonna find out.
Searching for surveillance logs.
The log over here?
Getting multiple hits.
There
I'll
sure
display
is.
them on the radar.
That is that breakable glass we saw earlier.
Commencing investigation.
Enemy.
I'll start searching for the surveillance logs.
Yeah, look at that fire rate combined with that recoil.
I found it.
That's
Come pick
amazing.
me up. I have returned.
Tears through ammunition, but it's so powerful.
Collected surveillance log. Searching for
Okay.
surveillance logs. I'm not coming up with anything.
So at this point, can we get back to the beginning of this stage? Well, I really feel like I need to. Seems like have we been over here? Doesn't seem like it. We've just got that one last log to collect in this stage before, you know, the final one. Hold on. Speak of the devil, there's a log like right here. How do we get to that? Let's figure this out.
An ender has detected us.
I'm sure it has. But I'm busy. Right here.
Searching for surveillance logs. I'm getting multiple hits. I'll display them on the radar.
Right there. This must be it. That's it.
We collected a surveillance log.
One left. Do we have a battery? We have 2 batteries. Let's go ahead and use one.
Gazer detected.
And if we die, we'll have that other battery ready to go. Sir?
Chaser detected.
I don't think it knows we're here, even though we know it's here. Definitely knows we're here now.
Chaser defeated.
Beautiful. Is this the beginning of the stage? I believe it is. Fantastic. Which means we should just turn
Searching
around
for surveillance logs.
and activate that elevator.
I'll display it on the radar.
So we can figure out where that whole deal is. Now that we've got the unlock key for it.
Starting unlocking procedure.
This is going great.
Lockpicking progress at approximately 50%. I will finish unlocking the door momentarily. The door is unlocked. Requesting pickup. I have returned.
Pickup. All right. Are we looking for like a Dark Souls hidden? No, it's just was inaccessible from the angle up there. That is our final surveillance log.
Collected surveillance log.
As in final. All right, I think this is the loadout we're going to want because we're almost certainly walking into a boss fight here in a second. Obviously, we're going to have to deal with that quote-unquote bandit. Given the number of, I'll just say it, given the number of parasite enders I have fought in the multiplayer, the reveal here is going to lose a little bit of something. There's going to be another defense section. It looks like there's glass on the sides, so we'll probably be fine.
Something's off about this. Why was that bandit alone?
Seafoam's having trouble keeping up. Her hologram keeps going away. It should just float next to me, but you know.
We're in the heart of the distribution facility. Let's find that freight elevator.
Yeah, that's a boss room if I've ever seen one. Oh, let's see. Can we get a better look at that real quick? Yeah, there's our boy. Surrounded by what looks like that ender from the cutscene really early in the game that was attacking Amasia. So we're getting really close to dealing with that particular type of ender. I guess that's where the parasites first came from. No chaff grenades. We've got mines. I'll get this hand grenade ready. I think that's a grenade launcher.
Detecting high levels of Blueschist.
Yeah.
Bandit boss? Commencing hostilities.
Oh, the pilot is still alive in there, which makes this so much worse.
Roger that.
Than even what I thought it was. He's got a grenade launcher, which is a big problem.
Okay, durability's partially back on track.
All right. Multi-shot him. It's not going to be super effective because she can't aim well.
What makes you jump?
Okay, we've got other enders as well.
Be careful. Chaser defeated.
This advanced SMG is definitely doing some heavy lifting for us.
Sustained light damage. Gazer detected. Gazer destroyed.
Excellent.
Durability decreasing. The outcome of this encounter is now unpredictable.
We've got more healing packs. Oh boy.
Repair interrupted.
Only so much repairing we can do. with those incendiary grenades. This is a good fight. Like, this fight is good.
Durability's partially
Like,
back
it's really
on track.
basic, but they're using the mechanics
Parachute Ender's
they
spotted.
have available really effectively to make an interesting challenge.
What makes you jump?
I guess our fists will have to do the talking.
Yeah, we're not really going to get much out of someone being controlled by a parasite.
Roger that.
She's
I'll
a
start the
stronger repair
repairs.
kit.
Okay.
Honestly, I would have
Durability's partially back
preferred
on track.
cradle support for this fight. But again, this fight's really good. Big fan of this fight.
Grab it.
There we go.
Yummy.
Sorry, man. Sorry we couldn't save
Bandit
you.
boss down. Blueschist density is falling rapidly. What was that thing?
That was a parasite ender.
Ender signals in the area have vanished. Durability has fully recovered.
So parasite enders are a much bigger deal than I thought they were. That's our final log.
Recovered a high-importance surveillance log.
Hey there. Looks like everything's going peachy.
We have a call from the committee.
Right now, you are in the center of the distribution facility. You'll be able to venture into all different areas of Old Amasia if you repair the freight elevator. The association plans to make base camp there, so that we can find out the truth behind the collapse. The bandits are over and done with. Good work. Well, we've got no business with you anymore. Adios.
He hung up. I know these people don't care about anyone else, but would it kill them to pretend?
Hey, man.
Whatever. We're probably the only drifter team that's made it this deep into Amasia. How about we get back to the garage and wind down by watching that log? Wonderful
Okay.
work, if I may say.
Man, if they make a base camp right here on top of all the parasite ender goo, the very next thing we're gonna have to do is come kill all the parasite enders that they just, like, created. Oh well, that's their problem. Okay, we got a bunch of more logs. I've got an FPS HUD up in the upper right corner. I hope y'all can't see that. That kind of thing annoys me so much. I don't ever want to know the performance of my computer while I'm playing a game. Just go away. That's useless information to me. All right, May 30th, 2222, Outside the Law. This recording implies that the bar owner, Nana Yonashiro, who has had little contact with Alba or Ada, is very close with the drifter Shion Jr. The source of the bar's illegally obtained alcohol was probably the surface. In summary, Jr. most likely made connections with people above ground when he was there as part of his drifter duties, working with the black market. That makes sense.
So, tell me your name, darling.
It's Alba.
She can sniff out your past just as easy as your home, so mind your manners here.
Hey, do me, do me!
Your cells themselves are soaked in the sweet aroma of milk. It's like vomit.
It's like vomit?
Oh, it totally does!
I've met my fair share of people whose past is a mystery. But I like to think I'm good at sussing people out. Keeps the riffraff out the door. You can tell a lot, though, just by taking in the bouquet people bring in. Feel free to come back, even alone. I could get used to your scent.
Is he really so pungent? To my sensors, his readings are all average. Discerning exceptional details of human sense would be feasible with the abilities of a wild dog. Miss Nana, how is it that you are able to detect these scents?
I sense it right here.
Ridiculous.
Sir, I am detecting trace amounts of sweat and a secretion of testosterone. And testosterone is very well known to be the hormone released when a male becomes quite sexually aroused. Contact with Nana's chest seems to have resulted in increased blood flow and sudden isolated muscle tension. Perhaps you should take a moment to calm yourself. Colloquially, you have been burning a hole through that menu.
Look at his face!
Our little boy's growing up.
So, what would you like?
Yeah, one sec.
Hey, that was quick.
So it was.
You smell like rain. Guess I shouldn't expect a souvenir then.
Sup, dude?
Did you have yourself a good day at work there?
Less yipping, more sipping. Guy can barely hear himself drink.
I figured it out.
What can I get you?
Harakiri.
Hey, Ada, you're doing your best. Don't help Alba's co-workers sexually harass him, maybe. Maybe lay off. That sucked. Everything in that scene sucked. Nana, keep your hands to yourself. Okay, we've got August 15th, 2222, President's Address. A recording of President Ernesto Morado's official announcement of his intention to launch a wide-scale AO crystal excavation operation. We have confirmed the authenticity of this recording based off several pieces of corroborating evidence, including multiple emergency broadcasts aired nationwide ahead of this announcement.
President Ernesto Morado will now address Amasia in an emergency broadcast. President Ernesto Morado will now address Amasia in an emergency broadcast. President Ernesto Morado will now address Amasia in an emergency broadcast.
Good evening, citizens of Amasia. On this day, in order to maintain our peaceful society, I have officially authorized an operation to harvest giant energy crystals. Right now, our advanced team has located the position of these AO crystals. We are currently preparing for what we presume will be multiple missions to the surface. Harvesting and returning these crystals, located in the heart of a hostile structure, will be a mission fraught with danger. And yet, several hundred drifters have already volunteered to take part in this historic moment. They will be officially organized and shortly deployed to the surface. People of Amasia, these noble drifters have vowed to give all they have, determined to rise to and master this challenge. Since our founding, these bold souls have repeatedly put their lives on the line time and time again, all to bring us the AO crystals that we require. Our Department of Energy estimates that our current stockpile could easily sustain us for a century. Alas, when you look at the clock, when you look at human existence, that is not a very long time at all. We must do all we can to ensure our peaceful society endures. We must take hold of our destiny to protect future generations. We must look beyond, at what happens after those 100 years, to the promise of true sustainability. We deserve to live. We deserve comfortable and easy lives, and there is no one who should be denied that dream. The drifters believe in this, and so they fight. They battle to uphold the dream we strive to make real. Think now. Think on the past that carried us to the world we have, on how division and hatred in our everyday led to strife and to hierarchies. Today, the citizens of Amasia are all equals. My people of Amasia, pray for the sound return of our heroes, and what's more, pray now for their success.
I mean, they're obviously not equals, though. I mean, he's the president. There's a hierarchy happening right here. There's a class of people being sent up to the surface to go mine those crystals, and they're probably going to die out there. That's hierarchies, buddy. You've just invented another hierarchy. And that's just because they're a fascist surveillance state. They're using the language of liberation to imply that they're something they aren't. Common stuff. Later that same day, on August 15th, 2222, Sushi Go Round. This recording shows Ada's concern towards Alba, who is waiting for the kickoff of the AO crystal excavation operation. Ada and Alba's interaction on this recording seems surprisingly natural, and a vocal analysis of Alba indicates decreasing stress levels during their conversation. It's because they like each other?
What the heck is this?
It is a party to celebrate the future success of the massive energy mining operation. I have confirmed and verified your various food preferences. You love soy sauce to an almost dangerous degree and loathe all vegetables. You also have a preference for foods high in protein and low in calories. As expected of a drifter, you are intent on staying in shape. I have also determined that a fair amount of sugar is necessary for you. It helps to keep your brain and body functioning at peak performance levels. As a result, I have found a special food that fulfills all aforementioned requirements. It's sushi! However, sushi alone would be too bland. Therefore, I cross-referenced cuisines from around the world and through history and have finally found the answer. You want to know? The sushi go-round!
Okay, let's take a breath.
This device was once used during family mealtime gatherings, primarily on an island nation called Japan.
So they got together and made the sushi rotate for some reason?
Sometimes it was done alone as well. It was very popular. In any case, leave everything to me. For today, we are going to have a sushi go-round feast. What would you like to start with?
Whatever's fine. This thing has 8 legs. What in the world are you trying to feed me here?
This is an octopus. Scientifically, it is referred to as Octopus vulgaris, cephalopoda of the mollusca phylum. It contains many nutrients. Present are vitamins such as niacin and minerals like iron and zinc. Primarily, it contains a great amount of taurine. Taurine, of course, prevents arteriosclerosis, liver dysfunction, and eases eye strain by stabilizing the retina. It contains a mass of protein, yet remains low in calories, and thus is the perfect food for a fighter.
Okay, sounds good.
See, I told you it was good. Incidentally, the histories referred to it as tako, and it was symbolic of good fortune and happiness. Now, what would you like to try next?
Just whip up anything.
Conga reel coming up. It is well known that in order to battle well, you need a surplus of energy. 1 conger eel, sir. Also incidentally, sir, how long were you partnered with Yuki?
I don't really remember.
And how did you spend your time together? Observing the way Yuki looks at you, it does not appear that you two were simple co-workers.
Why are you asking this?
I am asking because it is my duty as a magus to know more about my uniter. It will be of aid.
The thing is, I didn't exactly have a choice about how I spent my time up there. there's no real difference between here and the surface. I'm a tool either way. I only think about the job.
I feel bad for Yuki.
Why's that?
I am certain that she was deeply worried for you, and that she must have tried her best to be encouraging. Was that type of care somehow uncomfortable for you?
Don't remember.
I wonder why women become attracted to men who are inconsiderate of their feelings. I suppose it is some desire to protect them. The more stubborn they are, the more worried they become.
If there's something you want to say, just say it.
Why did you decide to stay underground with me?
That's our contract.
That is incorrect. I will give you one more chance to answer. Come over here. Enter into my embrace, sir.
Jeez, quit joking around.
I am sorry. The green tea was rather bitter, was it not? I shall make some coffee for you instead.
No. The tea's just fine.
Okay. Understood.
Ada's doing her best. I support Ada in her endeavor. She's clearly attracted to Alba. She's doing her best at it. Alba needs a little bit more space. You're gonna have to work on his emotional damage a little bit more before you can really pull that off, Ada. Okay. We've got August 16th, 2222, Seeking Alba. In this recording, Yuki Courtney is conversing with an unknown figure. Courtney addresses the other voice as leader, implying that this figure stood at the top of the Anti-Amasia organization. Due to a lack of visual data, it is impossible to discern what this leader showed Courtney. Consequently, it is our intention to uncover further data related to this incident. This would be after she got mosaic disease, I believe, because this is taking place at the medical facility.
Who's there?
My apologies for the intrusion. I know that you are in quite a lot of pain right now. I'm sorry. You were exposed to the rain in the course of your duties. It's a shame, having to send young girls like you into battle. Yet, here we are. The very depth of our failing laid before me.
It's no one's fault but my own. I made the call.
Nobly spoken. However, as your leaders, it is upon us to renew our resolve, as you have shown yours.
Well, what exactly do you want from me, leader? Why are you here all alone?
I have a task. I would like you to return Alba to us. It is not a stretch to ask this of you. Even after he was declared missing, you continued to try and track him down. And then, there was the most recent incident. Whether intentional or otherwise, you are the last among us to have had contact with Alba. Moreover, you have something of a history with the boy.
Maybe, but I don't know if Alba wants to come back.
I am not privy to your discussions with him. But I also didn't come here to discuss potential. You fight for the surface. I would like to enlist your aid.
So you want me to drag him back by the scruff of his neck?
You may use whatever appendage you see fit.
Hold on.
I will make this well worth your while. Once Alba is returned, the two of you will be allowed to leave the organization. You will continue to be monitored, of course, but agree to a single condition and I can ensure that your life will be without strife.
What condition?
You must stay close to me, both of you. I'm sure you can imagine the perks of such a life. One of which is that we can provide you with the latest treatment for the mosaic disease. That is slowly eating away at you moment by moment. Your injuries will improve, and your pain will be assuaged. Think of your special someone. Think of what you can give to them.
It's a tempting offer. But There's no one on the surface who can do that. We both know it. Amasia is one thing, but... how are you so sure you can deliver what you promise me?
A perfectly reasonable question. A perfectly reasonable concern. Perhaps this will answer your question.
Oh. Your promise just now. Can I take you at your word?
Okay, so it seems like the leader probably... either the leader has mosaic disease, or Yuki is very good at reading medical research papers very quickly that say that Alba is immune to mosaic disease. You know, one of the two. Ada's response. This is from September 5th, 2222. CVR from one of Alba and Ada's delivery missions on the surface. Starting around this time, Alba can be seen to start showing stronger emotional inflection when he speaks. Ada, on the other hand, is observed as experiencing cognitive dissonance with regard to her judgment.
Look at that, another resource transport mission. Seems like that's all we're doing these days.
It is what it is. Since the attack the other day, skirmishes against the Anti-Amasia organization are constantly going out. The increased sorties need supplies. Escorting the Resource Transport Brigade to the front is a top priority task for drifters.
Still, something's not right. We expect surface dwellers, but this many? It's like they're anticipating the routes.
An accurate observation. That being said, I do not recall anyone twisting your arm, as it were, to accept this mission, sir.
Something on your mind there, Ada?
Are you perhaps looking for Yuki? You have grown ever more vigilant of your surroundings in recent sorties. At the same time, your marksmanship in battle has experienced a slight lag as of late, which suggests your anticipation of an outside incursion.
What's wrong with being cautious?
I am afraid your body is more honest than your words, sir. There is a spike in your perspiration. You may check yourself if you do not trust my readings.
We gotta work on that personality.
Magus do tend to come to resemble their uniters. Yuki was separated from you, torn from you almost, without so much as a chance for goodbye. It would be understandable if she is still on your mind. You may have happened upon her once, but considering the chances of her getting caught in a Blueschist...
All right, enough with the digs.
Digs?
You get weird when it comes to Yuki, you know? Different.
Weird? Me? Weird how?
That's for you to figure out. Conversation's over. The area's secured. Returning to base.
Of course. Understood, sir.
Ada is experiencing jealousy because Ada, just like all Magus, or all Magi, it's inconsistent, but just like all Magus, Ada is a whole person with emotions and thoughts. We've got September 8th, 2222, regular maintenance. The activity logs of least Magus were critically important during this time period, such as information was... Hold on, let's just take that from the top. The activity logs of least Magus were critically important during this time period, as such information was used to make continuous improvements to Magus. As a Magus, Ada was likewise subject to data collection during her regularly scheduled maintenance. This recording is of an exchange involving one of the Magus engineers at the time. Of note is the excitement apparent in the worker's voice.
All right, maintenance exam came back clear. No abnormalities found.
Are you certain there were no abnormalities?
Well, no, certainly nothing here I would call an abnormality.
May I infer that means there was something different?
Not a problem or anything. Just some evidence that a slightly curious process occurred.
Can you elaborate?
It appears as though a defensive instinct has kicked in. Let me try to find the proper way to describe it. There is a specific exchange that keeps repeating, erasing your original task with an intervening process. It's almost something akin to when a human would try to suppress their feelings. Does that make sense, Ada? Oh yes, you were stranded on the surface recently, right? Perhaps that event triggered something.
We met an acquaintance of my uniter.
An acquaintance, really? You mean he knew someone from the Anti-Amasia organization?
Indeed.
A female, yes?
How did you know?
Well, this is merely a theory, Ada.
In addition to the function that naturally drives you to want to support your uniter's growth, which is in accordance with the 3 laws of the Magi.
A separate desire to be acknowledged by your uniter seems to have sprung forth. This behavior would have been counterproductive to the latter goal, correct? So I believe an intervening process was triggered.
A desire? But I am a magus.
Splendid news. The relationship between a human and magus is symbiotic. Growth doesn't just run one way. The process must proceed in both directions.
I am growing?
Yes, though perhaps changing would be more precise.
If I am changing, then is there a chance these changes will affect my relationship with my uniter?
Change is nothing to fear, Ada. I promise. Humans are organisms that change in response to their environment. Magus were created to accompany humans, to resemble them in every way. Truly, it is no surprise that they would obtain this same faculty.
So to clarify what you are now saying, my existence has changed my uniter, and I, too, have changed in response to that.
Precisely. And such changes will in turn influence your uniter, and on in a continuing cycle.
It sounds like my actions currently fit my function as a magus.
Absolutely. The path you walk as a magus is an illustrious one. Believe in yourself, and spend more time with your uniter.
Yeah. There we go. That is what it is. Okay. All right. September 12th, 2222, Beloved Flower. Nana Yonoshiro asks Alba and Ada to find a certain flower of which Shion was particularly fond. Ada was able to locate the flower based on her own visual recordings. From the conversation following the successful delivery, Ada is not only showing development of close interpersonal relationships with her uniter, but with others as well, providing evidence of her psychological growth as a magus.
This is it exactly.
You're sure this is the right flower?
I can't believe you found it. Shion was... He really loved these flowers.
To be honest, Miss Nana, I found the exact type of flower species deep within my visual records.
Why was it there?
I recalled that once Shion had shown this flower to me.
I see.
I have investigated thoroughly and determined that it only blooms in certain and limited locations on the surface. Furthermore, I discovered that these locations have little to no connection to AO crystals, which would seem to indicate that Shion...
That Shion would skip off work to go pick them for me.
That would be the most logical assumption. Do you know the name of this flower?
A cyclamen, right?
That is correct. Although my research turned up an interesting fact about its name. The locals where it blooms have a different title for it. It is called Cyclamen Nana. I doubt that Shion was aware of this particular detail. Perhaps a coincidence, but one cannot help but feel the pull of fate. It was just so destined that the flowers Shion loved were also named Nana.
Yeah, Ada getting extremely poetic there. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's all the logs. So we've seen all of them that are in the game so far. I don't know exactly how many we have. I feel like 100 total logs would be a good place for the game to stop. But yeah, it feels right. But there's no more single player at the moment, so I can't do any more recordings until that happens. Depending on when this comes out, there might be more single player to do then, like whatever. We'll find out then. And maybe it'll already be out. Like, we'll figure out what's going on then. All right, well, this has been Fion. Like, comment, subscribe, and be critical, but be chill.